Dear friends, here is more news from the region. All the engines now have numbers as well as names. You will see them in the pictures. They are as follows: Thomas 1, Edward 2, Henry 3, Gordon 4, James 5, Percy 6. Then I expect you were sorry for Henry, who was often ill and unable to work. It gave Sir Topham Hatt, who is of course our Fat Controller, a lot of worry. Now Henry has a new shape and is ready for anything. These stories tell you all about it. The author.
Henry was feeling very sorry for himself. He said to James,
"You know, James, I suffer dreadfully, and no one cares."
James said, "Oh, rubbish, Henry. You don't work hard enough." Henry was bigger than James, but smaller than Gordon. Sometimes he could pull trains very well. But sometimes he had no strength at all. The Fat Controller spoke to him.
"You're too expensive, Henry. You've had lots of new parts and new paint too, but they've done you no good. If we can't make you better, well, we must get another engine instead of you. Sorry."
This made Henry, his driver, and his fireman very sad. The Fat Controller was waiting when Henry came to the platform. He had taken off his hat and coat and put on overalls. He climbed to the footplate and Henry started. Henry's fireman said, "You know, sir, Henry is a bad steamer. I build up his fire, but it doesn't give enough heat." Henry tried very hard, but it was no good. He had not enough steam, and they stopped outside Edward Station. Henry was very upset. He said,
Oh, show. I shall have to go away.
So Edward took charge of the train, and Henry stopped behind. The fat controller said to the fireman,
Look here, what do you think is wrong with Henry,
"Well, sir, if you don't mind my saying so, the coal is wrong. We've had a poor lot lately, and today it's worse. The other engines can manage. They've got big fireboxes, but Henry's is small and can't make the heat. Now, with Welsh coal, he'd be different, see?"
Oh, Welsh coal, eh? Well, it's expensive, but Henry must have a fair chance. James shall go and fetch some Welsh coal.
Yes, who's James?
When the Welsh coal came, Henry's driver and fireman were excited.
This is fine now. We'll show them, Henry, old fellow, eh?
And they carefully oiled all his joints and polished his brass till it shone like gold. Henry's fire had already been lit, so the fireman made it carefully. He put large lumps of coal like a wall round the outside. Then he covered the glowing middle part with smaller lumps. Henry said,
Hey, you're spoiling my fire.
"No, we're not, Henry. You wait and see. We'll have a roaring fire just when we want it." And he was right. When Henry reached the platform, the water was boiling nicely, and he had to let off steam to show how happy he was.
Oh,
He made such a noise that the fat controller came out to see him.
Hello, Henry. How are you,
Oh, I feel fine, thank you, sir. Fine, oh, fine.
Well done, Henry. Have you got a good fire, driver? Never better, sir. And plenty of steam? Good. Well, no record breaking now, and don't push Henry too hard. Bless you, sir. Henry don't need any pushing. I'll have to hold him back.
And off they went. Henry had a lovely day. He had never felt so well in all his life. He wanted to go fast, but his driver wouldn't let him.
Steady, old fella. Steady now, Henry. There's plenty of time.
They arrived early at the junction, and not long afterwards, Thomas came puffing in. Henry said,
Hello, lazy bones. Where have you been? I can't wait for dawdling tank engines like you. Goodbye.
Thomas was astonished. He said to Annie and Clarabel as Henry disappeared, "Whoa! Wow! Have you ever seen anything like it?" And both Annie and Clarabel agreed that they never had. Lots of ships use the harbour at the big station by the sea. The passenger ships have spotless paint and shining brass. Other ships, though smaller and dirtier, are important too. They take coal, machinery and other things abroad and bring back meat, timber and things we need. Fishing boats also come there. They unload their fish on the quay. Some of it is sent to shops in the town, and some goes in a special train to other places far away. The railwaymen call this train the Flying Kipper. One winter evening, Henry's driver said,
Well, we'll be out early tomorrow, Henry. We've got to take the Flying Kipper.
"Now, don't tell Gordon, but I think that if we pull the Kipper nicely, the Fat Controller will let us pull the Express." Henry was very excited.
Oh, I say. Oh, hurrah, hurrah. That will be lovely.
He was ready at 5 o'clock. There was snow and frost. Men hustled and shouted, loading the vans with crates of fish. The last door banged. The guard showed his green lamp, and Henry started off. But his wheels slipped on the icy rails. Henry got cross with the vans.
Come on, come on. Don't be silly, don't be silly, don't be silly, don't be silly, don't be silly. Come on, come on. Don't be silly, 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 don't be silly.
The vans shuddered and groaned. Bull, 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 bull. All right, 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 all right. And the train began to gather speed. Thick clouds of smoke and steam poured from Henry's funnel into the cold air, and when his fireman put on more coal, the fire's light shone brightly on the snow around. Henry went faster and faster.
Hurry, 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 hurry.
They whooshed under bridges and clattered through stations, green signal lights showing as they passed. They were going well. The light grew better, and a yellow signal appeared ahead. Henry thought,
Distant signal up. That means caution.
Henry's driver shut off the steam and prepared to stop. But the home signal was down, and so he said, "All clear, Henry. Go on, away we go." They couldn't know the points from the main line to the siding were frozen and that the signal had been set at danger. A fall of snow had forced it down. A goods train waited in the siding to let the Flying Kipper pass. The driver and the fireman were drinking cocoa in the brake van. The guard pulled out his watch and he said, "You know, the Flying Kipper is due." The fireman said, "Who cares about the Flying Kipper? This is good cocoa." The driver got up and said, "Hey, come on, fireman, back to our engine." "But I haven't finished my cocoa yet." Then suddenly there was a terrible crash. The breakdown broke, the three men shot in the air like jacks in the box and landed in the snow outside. Henry was sprawled over on his side. The gang soon cleared the line, but they had hard work lifting Henry onto the rails. The fat controller came to see him.
Well, Henry, what have you got to say for yourself,
Oh, dear, sir. No, oh, sir, the signal was down, sir. Honestly, it was. Honestly.
Cheer up, Henry. Wasn't your fault. Ice and snow caused the accident. I'm sending you to Crewe, a fine place for sick engines. They'll give you a new shape and a larger firebox, and then you'll feel a different engine, and you won't need special coal anymore now. Won't that be nice,
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes.
Henry liked being at Crewe, but was glad to come home. A crowd of people waited to see him arrive in his new shape. He looked so splendid and strong that they gave him 3 cheers. And Henry said,
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
very cross.
Why should that Henry have a new shape? A shape good enough for me is good enough for him. Sure, he goes gallivanting off to Crewe, leaving us to do his work, or it's disgraceful. It really is. It's disgraceful. It's not good enough. And there's another thing. Henry whistles too much. No respectable engine ever whistles loudly at stations.
It's not that it's wrong to whistle at stations, but we just don't do it. We just don't do it.
Poor Henry didn't feel happy anymore. He said,
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
but Percy said to him, "Never mind, Henry. I'm glad you're home again, and, quite frankly, I like your whistling."
Oh, thank you, Percy. Thank you, Percy. My friend.
Next morning, Gordon was leaving the shed, and he called out to Henry,
Goodbye, Henry. Goodbye, Henry. We are glad to have you with us again, but be sure and remember what I said about whistling. Now, don't forget.
Later on, Henry took a slow train and presently stopped at Edward's station. Edward said, "Oh, hello, Henry. You look splendid. I was pleased to hear your happy whistle yesterday."
Oh, thank you, Edward. Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear something?
Edward listened, and far away, but getting louder and louder, was the sound of an engine's whistle. Edward said,
Well, it sounds like Gordon, and it ought to be Gordon.
"But Gordon never whistles like that." It was Gordon. He came rushing down the hill at a tremendous rate. He didn't look at Henry, and he didn't look at Edward. He was purple in the boiler, and whistling fit to burst. He screamed through the station and disappeared. "Well, what do you think of that, Henry?"
It isn't wrong to whistle, you see, but we just don't do it, eh?
And Henry told Edward what Gordon had said. Meanwhile, Gordon screeched along the line. People came out of their houses. Sirens started. 5 fire brigades got ready to go out. Horses upset their carts, and old ladies dropped their parcels. At the big station, the noise was awful. Gordon went on whistling and whistling and whistling. Porters and passengers held their ears. The fat controller held his ears too. He gave a lot of orders, but no one could hear them, and Gordon went on whistling. At last, the fat controller clambered into Gordon's cab.
Oh, take him away! Take him away! And stop that noise! Oh, dear! Oh, dear!
Poor Gordon. He couldn't stop whistling, and he puffed sadly away. He whistled as he crossed the points. He whistled on the siding. He was still whistling as the last deafened passenger left the station. 2 fitters came and climbed up onto Gordon, and with a hammer they knocked his whistle valve back into place. and there was silence. Gordon slunk into the shed. He was glad it was empty. The others came in later, and Henry said quietly, and to no one in particular,
It isn't wrong, you know, but we just don't do it.
no one mentioned whistles.
On cold mornings, Percy often saw workmen wearing scarves. "My funnel's cold, my funnel's cold," he would puff. "I want a scarf, I want a scarf." "Rubbish, Percy," said Henry one day. "Engines don't want scarves." "Engines with proper funnels do," said Percy in his cheeky way. "You've only got a small one." Henry snorted. He was proud of his short, neat funnel. Just then a train came in, and Percy, still puffing, "I want a scarf, I want a scarf," went to take the coaches to their siding. His driver always shut off steam just outside the station, and Percy would try to surprise the coaches by coming in as quietly as he could. Two porters were taking some luggage across the line. They had a big load and were walking backwards to see that none fell off the trolley. Percy arrived so quietly that the porters didn't hear it until the trolley was on the line. The porters jumped clear. The trolley disappeared with a crunch. Boxes and bags burst in all directions. "Oh, groaned Percy and stopped. Sticky streams of red and yellow jam trickled down his face. A top hat hung on his lampine. Clothes, hats, boots, shoes, skirts and blouses stuck to his front. A pair of striped trousers coiled lovingly round his funnel. They were grey no longer. Angry passengers looked at their broken trunks. The fat controller seized the top hat. "Mine," he said crossly. "Percy," he shouted, "look at this." "Yes, sir. I am, sir," a muffled voice replied. "My best trousers, too." "Yes, sir. Please, sir," said Percy nervously. "I am very cross," said the fat controller. "We must pay the passengers for their spoiled clothes. My hat is dented and my trousers are ruined, all because you will come into the station as if you were playing grandmother's steps with the coaches." The driver unwound the trousers. The fat controller waved them away. "Percy wanted a scarf. He shall have my trousers for a scarf. They will keep him warm." Percy wore them back to the yard. He doesn't like scarves now.
One lovely Saturday morning, Henry was puffing along. The sun shone, the fields were green, the birds sang. Henry had plenty of steam in his boiler, and he was feeling happy.
well, I feel so well, I feel so well, I feel so well.
Just ahead, Henry saw some boys on a bridge, and he thought he would whistle to them and say, "Hello."
Hello, boys. Hello. Hello, boys. Hello, boys. That hurt.
Yes, it did hurt, for the boys didn't wave back at Henry and say hello. No, they dropped stones on him instead. They were silly, stupid boys who thought it would be fun to drop stones down his funnel. Some of the stones hit Henry's boiler and spoiled his paint, and one hit the fireman on the head as he was shoveling coal, and others broke the carriage windows. Henry was very upset.
Oh, it's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame.
The coaches were upset too. They broken our glass, they broken our glass, they broken our glass, they broken our glass. The driver opened the first aid box, bandaged the fireman's head, and planned what he was going to do. They stopped the train, and the guard asked if any of the passengers were hurt. No one was hurt, but everyone was cross. They saw the fireman's bumped head and told him what to do for it. And they looked at Henry's paint, and someone said, "Look here, this is too much. Call the police." But Henry's driver said, "No, you leave it to Henry and me. We'll teach those lads a lesson." "Well, what will you do then?" "Well, can you keep a secret?" Yes. 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 Well then, Henry is going to sneeze at them. What? 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 Yes, Henry is going to sneeze at them. Look, Henry draws air in through his fire and puffs it out with smoke and steam. Well, when he puffs hard, the air blows ashes from his fire into the smoke box, and these ashes sometimes prevent him puffing properly. I mean, when your nose is blocked, you sometimes sneeze, don't you? Well, if Henry's smoke box is blocked, I can make air and steam blow the ashes through his funnel. We will do it at the bridge and startle those young fellow my lads. You see. So Henry puffed onto the terminus where he had a rest. Then he took the train back. Lots of people were waiting at the station just before the bridge. They wanted to see what would happen. Henry's driver said, "Well, that's all right, Henry. Now, he's got plenty of ashes. Now, keep all the windows shut until we've passed the bridge. Henry is as excited as we are. Aren't you, old fellow, eh?" And he patted Henry's boiler. Henry didn't answer. He was feeling just a bit stuffed up. But he went,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He was already feeling like sneezing. The guard waved his flag and blew his whistle. And they were off. Soon, in the distance, they saw the bridge. Yes, the boys were there, and they all had stones. Henry's driver said, "Are you ready then, Henry? Now, sneeze hard when I tell you. Ready? Steady. Now!" And he turned the handle, and Henry went, Smoke and steam and ashes spouted from his funnel. They went all over the bridge and all over the boys, who ran away smothered in soot and cinders. Henry's driver couldn't stop laughing. Well done, Henry. They won't drop stones on engines again. Oh dear, your coat is all black, but, well, we'll rub you down and paint your scratches out, and you'll be as good as new tomorrow. Henry has never again sneezed under a bridge. The Fat Controller doesn't like it. His smoke box is always cleaned in the yard while he's resting. He has now gone under more bridges than he can count, but from that day to this, there have been no more boys with stones.